Hello lovely couples and welcome back to my channel. I'm Lauren, wedding planner and owner of Bluebird Creative. If you haven't already, make sure you subscribe to my channel and don't forget to hit the bell for a weekly dose of wedding planning goodness. Now you may notice that I am not in the usual studio setup. I am in fact filming in my kitchen because today we are doing our first how-to tutorial style video. I am super excited. So shall we jump in to the topic? This week I'm going to be showing you how to make a Christmas wreath. Now you may be thinking, okay Lauren, that's great, but what has this got to do with weddings? Now, what if you want to DIY some of your wedding flowers? What if you're having a winter wedding? This is the perfect thing that you can actually get your hands on and do yourself because they last. So you can do them in advance as well, depending on what you choose. So I'm going to take you through the tutorial today. I hope you find it helpful. You obviously don't have to do this just for your wedding. You can do it for Christmas, every year, on repeat if you want to. So stick with me and let's jump into this week's tutorial. Hey guys, so let's jump into the tutorial on how to make your own DIY Christmas wreath using a mossed ring base. So if you are buying the DIY box from ourselves, you will get everything you need bar a pair of scissors. So you will get a pre-made mossed wreath. Now this is a metal ring inside here and we will have mossed them up ready for you. So this is how your wreath stays alive for the whole of December. Now, this is a much more eco-friendly way than using foam. I wanted to move away from using foam, so we're using moss, which means that at the end of the year, you can then just take it all off, keep your ring, and you can use it again next year, which is amazing. So this was actually used from my autumn wreath that was on my front door, and I've just taken everything off and I'm able to reuse it again, which is really good. So you get your mossed wreath inside your box. Now what you'll also get is 3 to 4 different types of seasonal foliage. Now you will get, without fail, you will get eucalyptus, which smells incredible. So I think it's so on trend, eucalyptus, so you'll all enjoy getting that in your box. Not only that, you will get a seeded euc. Now this, I love this because this is so sustainable because it has come from my garden. So you will all get a little bit of seeded euc as well, which gives a real softness to the wreath. You will also get some pine, which is an amazing scent, and it also really fills out the wreath, and it wouldn't be a Christmas wreath without pine. And then you will get a different type of foliage, and that could be different depending on your box. This week I've got this and I cannot remember what it's called for the life of me today, but you may get some waxflower or you may get a bit of fir. It depends what is available. So you will get 4 different types of foliage and that will make the base of your wreath. Then you're going to get the decorative bits. Now I am super into like dried flowers and trying to stay a little bit more sustainable, but also we want things that are actually going to last whilst it's hanging on our door throughout December. So what you're going to be getting, I'm slightly obsessed with the colour orange this year. If you haven't watched my styled video on my YouTube about colour trends, then you'll know that that's kind of where I'm heading at the moment. So obviously dried oranges. It really gives a great pop of colour. The smell is amazing. So you'll get 5 of those. You'll also get some scabia heads, which are great because they're essentially dried. In fact, these particular ones, again, have come off my autumn wreath, so they're still great to use. You will get new ones, but I'm able to repurpose, which I think is fantastic. As well as those, you'll get bunny's tails in a nice neutral tone, and you will get some pussy willow, which will look fantastic and can really sort of give a bit of texture. You'll also get a couple of pine cones and they will be pre-wired up for you so you can literally just slot them in. You'll also get a reel of florist wire. So that's everything that comes in your box. So you literally get everything posted straight to your door. And if you don't buy the box, perhaps you want to go and forage and find your own things. There's some amazing greenery and foliage that you can forage yourself this year. You can find seeded ivy, which is everywhere and is gorgeous, and I couldn't find any today typically, but that looks amazing. You may have a seeded uke. You may want to forage some berries from your garden just to add another pop of colour. You can buy the box, you can add to it as well. So it's really flexible, and I just really hope that it brings a bit of festive joy to your houses and a little bit of fun and creativity, because I don't know about you, but that is my therapy right now. It keeps me sane, it keeps my mind calm. So I hope it does the same for you guys as well. Now, what you want to do is go through your foliage and you want to cut it into small pieces. Now, I like to do it as I go along because I like to see what I want to place when. So what I've just done is I've just cut a little bit of pine about this length, just a couple of little bits, and a little bit of uke, and a little bit of seeded uke. I love this because I love the softness that it brings. I don't like to have like the pine just overpowering the whole way through. I like it to sort of have a bit of softness and texture. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to lay it on top like this. Okay, now I'm going to get the wire that comes in your box and I'm going to take it round. I'm just going to pull that nice and tight, and I'm just going to wrap that round a couple of times just to secure it in place. Right, I'm just going to secure that first bit. So I'm just going to carry on doing that all the way around the wreath until I've made it all the way around. So it is literally as simple as that, guys. So just get creative with your little bundles, add some texture, and you're going to place it all the way around. So as you can see, I'm halfway through the foliage. It's really starting to take shape. It's got a nice softness to it. I'm just making sure I'm pulling the wire quite tight, and I like to go over and in. I just find that it's an easier process, but find something that works for you. So I'm going to carry on finishing it round, and then I'm going to start adding in some of the pretty decorative pieces. Okay guys, so I finished doing the foliage, and then what I've done is I've gone through and I've added in some of the dried pieces. Now I actually thought I was filming and I wasn't. So what I've done is you get the scabia heads, which are these, and you get the bunny tails, and you get the pussy willow. Now what you want to do with those is literally, so you can cut them to size, and you can just place them and slot them through. So literally just slotting them into the moss, using the wire and the moss and just placing them in. And you can have them so that they stand up a little bit to create texture. You can have them in nice and close. It's totally up to you. With the scabia heads, I've got some long and some short. You can also cluster them, which looks really nice as well. So I'm just going to pop in a few more pieces of pussy willow. I think I want some coming out the top here, like that. And I've placed the bunny tails in, so you can snip them and just slot them in wherever you want them. It's quite a Nordic themed ring. I've done that for a reason. It suits most people's tastes. It's really on trend. There's lots of lovely dried pieces, which means they last all throughout Christmas. So what I'm going to do now is I've just started to add the orange slices for a little pop of like natural colour. And honestly, the smell is amazing. The smell of my kitchen right now is incredible with all these, the eucalyptus and the pine and the oranges. It literally smells like Christmas. So I'm just going to add these in. I think I'm going to do a couple of clusters. I know for me that this is the top of the wreath and this is the bottom right now. So I'm just going to have a play. I'm wiring them up, so these won't come wide in your pack. So what you want to do is place a piece of wire through one side and then thread it back through again, like you're kind of like doing a button, if that makes sense. So you come up and through, and then you're going to thread it, make a little hole and thread it back through, and then twist the ends so you're making a good point, sort of a firmer base to actually slot in to your wreath. And then you can decorate it up with extra bits like those berries that we mentioned. I've got some orange berries that grow in my garden, so I might add that to this. Fairy lights, however you want to. So I'm just going to go round now and start adding the last bits into the wreath. Quite simple with a couple of oranges at the bottom and only 2 of the 3 pine cones that you get in your pack. I just really like the softness and the naturalness and the fact that it's just not too bright and in your face. It's just really Nordic and I love it. So I hope you guys love it as well. Give me your feedback. Don't forget the link in the box below. You can place your orders for your DIY wreath box, or just let me know how you get on making your own. Thanks so much for watching this week's video, guys. A little bit different. I hope you loved it. I enjoyed making it. I'm now going to go hang my wreath up. See you later.